Hello, seventh grade. Today we are going to go over drawing scale copies using the scale factor. So we're going to start with this square up here to the top left. And I decided that I'm going to enlarge it by a scale factor of 3. So I'm going to triple its size. The first thing I want to do is find out how long the original lengths are. So I'm going to start at the top, 1, 2, side, 1, 2, 1, 2. The nice thing is this is a square, so all of the sides are the same. So I have a square with side 2, and I need a new square that's 3 times as big. So I'm going to take our side of 2 units and make it 3 times as big. 2 times 3 equals 6. So now I know that all of my sides on my new square need to be 6 units long. Right. I'm going to start over here just to make sure, over on the right, just to make sure I have space to make our new shape. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because I can't draw a straight line, I'll let my iPad do that for me. Right. So we know that the top is 6. We've done that part, our corresponding side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Corresponding side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Corresponding side. And if we did this right, because it's a square and it's a scaled copy, this should automatically be 6, but we will double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And we have a scaled copy with a scale factor of 3, right? Because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for our next example, we have a different type of polygon. So it won't be as easy, but we're going to use the same steps. So we're going to say just on our straight lines, so not like this hypotenuse of this triangle looking part of the shape, just on our straight sides that are up and down, we're going to number them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. 2 units right there. And so here, we're not going to count how many units like diagonally. We're actually going to break it up into a triangle. And actually, to show you best, I'm going to do it right here where we're missing space. So we're going to pretend like there's some there. And we're going to number those. We'll make note of where they join. 1, 2, 3. And for this problem, our scale factor is equal to 1/2. 1/2. So another way that we can describe that in English is that we are going to half our shape. So this one is not as easy as the square. We're going to have to do the math on all the sides. So for our first side, so let's actually, to make this a little bit easier, let's label these sides. So this is going to be A, B, C, and then we'll call this D, and then we'll talk about that in just a moment. So for side A is right now in our original, it's 5. 5 units. And we want to know what our new one will be. So we're going to multiply by our scale factor. And 5 times 1/2, take a second to try and figure that out. And we can write it as 5/2. Or we can say equals 2 and 1/2 as a mixed number. All right, so side B is 4 units currently, and we want to multiply that by our scale factor, which is 1/2. What's 4 times 1/2? 2. Right, and C, our units are 2 times 1/2. What's half of 2? 1. So before I even get into the other part, I'm going to use our new figures or unit measures, and we're going to create the first part of our new shape. So for side A, it's going to be 2 and 1/2. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 1/2. So we guesstimated a little bit to make that a half. So for side length B, we are going over 2. So we're doing 1, 2. And as you can see, that is not a perfect half, but it'll get the job done for today. And then for side, so that's corresponding A, corresponding B, we can even name those A prime, B prime, just to represent. And then for C prime, we have 1 unit, so we'll go up halfway. That's 1 unit, and that's C prime. So in theory, we could connect those dots and have ourselves a scaled copy. And we will do that, but we're going to double check that it makes sense in this case, because in the future it might be harder to tell if that's going to work. So to do that, we're going to put that part that's missing still, just like before, and we're going to number it. 1, 2, 1.5. Okay, so we have 4 on our original, 2 on our scaled copy, on our hopefully scaled copy, 3 on our original, and 1.5 on our new copy. Is this scaled? Well, our scale factor is 1/2, so to find out, we could multiply our original by 1/2. And does that equal our values over here? Yes, it does. So we have our scaled copy. So this is going to help us be able to draw some scaled copies. We started talking about it just a tiny bit in class, but I wanted to give you guys an example. And I'm going to put some examples on our Google Classroom as well that you can use in Pear Deck and try to draw scaled copies. We're going to start simple and we'll get a little bit harder as we move along. Enjoy, and if you have any questions, please let me know.